What if I told you that a super simple habit, one you could literally start today, could actually change how your brain works? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into right now.
We've all been there, right? Your mind is just this jumble of worries and ideas and to-do lists, all tangled up and fighting for your attention. It's this kind of mental chaos that can feel completely and totally overwhelming.
But imagine you could take that tangled mess and just gently, one thread at a time, start to straighten it all out. That's the simple but really powerful idea we're exploring today.
Okay, so before we jump to the solution, let's just sit with the problem for a second. Let's talk about what it feels like to have a head full of noise.
See, here's the thing. When our thoughts are trapped inside our heads, they just loop. They echo, they repeat, and they seem to get louder and more intimidating until they feel way, way bigger than they really are. It creates this mental clutter that is just exhausting.
So what's the fix for this all too common problem? Well, surprise. It's not some new app or a complicated technique. It's actually something much, much simpler: the power of a pen.
We're talking about journaling. And let's be really clear here. Forget any idea that this has to be complicated or fancy. At its core, journaling is simply the act of writing down what's in your head so you can understand it all a little more clearly. And this might be the most important part. There are no rules. This is a space that is 100% for you. You don't have to worry about spelling or grammar or what anyone else would think. It's your own private space for total honesty, completely free from judgment.
Okay, this all sounds nice, but why does it actually work? Let's get into the fascinating science behind this. How can the simple act of writing things down, physically and mentally, help you heal?
So a huge name in this field is the psychologist James Pennebaker. His research really pioneered this whole concept of expressive writing. What he found was that when people write about their deepest emotional experiences, it's not just a release. It actually improves their ability to process those feelings and handle stress.
So, what's the first big win here? You get to figure out what you're actually feeling. Instead of just letting an emotion like anger or anxiety just swirl around inside you, writing it down gives it a name. It gives it a shape. It turns that internal chaos into something you can actually look at and start to understand.
And it's not just about processing emotions. It also acts like this giant release valve for your brain. Think about it this way. Getting those looping thoughts and worries out of your head and onto a piece of paper, it creates instant mental space. It is such a powerful way to declutter your mind.
And this slide just shows that transformation perfectly. On the left, you've got what's happening in your head. It's chaotic, repetitive, totally overwhelming. But once you get it on paper, it becomes organized. It's clearer. The very act of writing forces your brain to structure your thoughts, making them feel so much more manageable.
But the benefits, they don't just stop at that immediate feeling of relief. Over time, this practice goes way deeper. It actually helps you find and calibrate your own inner compass, leading to some really profound self-awareness.
Yeah, when you do this consistently, you start to see patterns in your own thinking, in your behavior. This leads to this incredible self-awareness. You actually become a better problem solver because you see the root of the issue. And all of this just feeds into a better sense of overall well-being.
So, what's the secret here? What's the mechanism? It's so simple, but it's profound. The physical act of writing is slower than thinking. It has to be. And that little pause, that forced slowdown, is what gives you the mental space to look at a situation from a new angle and find solutions you would have completely missed otherwise.
So, there you have it. We've seen how this works. It's this simple, powerful process for taking a mind full of noise and creating a space for some genuine clarity. It's all about getting your thoughts untangled.
And hey, getting started could not be simpler. Seriously, step 1, just find a few minutes. Step 2, write whatever comes to your mind, no filter. Step 3, and this is the big one, let go of perfection. Then just notice. Notice that feeling of release and clarity that comes after.
And look, if you take only one thing away today, let it be this. This is not some school assignment. It's not about perfect grammar or beautiful prose. It is simply about giving your thoughts a home, a place to exist outside of your own head.
So, I'll leave you with this simple question. It doesn't have to be some huge problem or a deep, dark secret. It can be small. What is just one thought, one worry that you could set free today?